The second module, first topic is
Yes.
properties of system. First topic is properties of systems. We have some different types of properties. That is first one, linearity. Second one, time invariance. Third one, memory. Fourth one, causality. Invertibility. Most of the time in the problems they will not ask this one, just they will ask linearity, time invariance, memory, causal and stability. Okay, we'll discuss one by one. First we'll discuss about a theory concept, how exactly each property, then we'll discuss the problems. Take first one, linearity. Okay, make a note of this. A system is said to be a linear system. It should be satisfies the principle of superposition. That is, if an input consists of weighted sum of several signals, then the output is the weighted sum of the responses of the system to each of those input signals individually taken. Okay, that is a theory concept. With respect to mathematical representation,
Sir, repeat once again, sir.
A system is said to be linear if it satisfies principle of superposition. That is, if an input consists of weighted sum of several signals, then the output is the weighted sum of the responses of the system, to each of those input signal individually taken. That is, if A into x1 of t, it gives an output of A into y1 of t, then B into x2 of t, it gives B into y2 of t, then A into x1 of t plus B into x2 of t gives A into y1 of t plus B into y2 of t. Here, make a note. I'm going to discuss the concept of superposition. Then only we are going to call it as a linearity. If note ax1 of t is, it gives a1, that is a transfer function of a into x1 of t. We can write like this. Then b into x2 of t, it gives b into y2 of t, that is equal to a transfer function of b into x2 of t. Then this is a note with respect to this, a into x1 of t plus b into x2 of t. If I will take the transfer function for this, a into x1 of t plus b into x2 of t. Then we can also write this like transfer function of a into x1 of t plus a transfer function of b into x2 of t. Then this is equal to a into y1 of t plus b into y2 of t with respect to the above note. If I am going to take transfer function of a into x1 of t, that I can write a into y1 of t. If I take a transfer function of b into x of t, I can write b into y2 of t. Okay. Then second property, time invariance. Make a note of this. A time invariant system is one for which a time shift at the input side causes a corresponding time shift at the output side also. That is, if x of t is given to y of t, then if x of t is time shifted by t naught, then I can write x of t minus t naught, it takes y of t minus t naught. Therefore, corresponding time shift should appear at output. It means that, see, there is an example, input signal x of t, y of t will be, output will be y of t. If there is a change in the input, automatically the change will be in the output. That is the meaning. Next, come to the memory. Third one, memory. A system is referred to as memoryless system if output y of t at a time t depends on input x of t at same time t. at same time t. That is, output should depends only on the present time value. Output should be depend only on present time value. Example y of t is equal to x of t plus x of t minus 1. This is the past value. Therefore, this system has memory. Okay. Next, take causality. A system is said to be causal. System if the output depends on present and past value of input. And not on future. If a system depends on future, it is non-causal. See, the example is like this. If y of n is equal to x of n plus x of n minus 1. Okay. See, examples I can take continuous or it will be discrete. Sometimes I will take y of t is equal to x of t plus x of t minus 1. Y of n is equal to x of n plus x of n minus 1. It will be differs as a discrete or continuous. Okay, it is not mandatory to take only t or only n. Either the case we can consider that it will be differs with the discrete signal and continuous signal. If I will take y of n is equal to x of n plus x of n minus 1, I can tell this as a causal. Why it is causal? A system is said to be causal system if the output depends on present and past value. This is present value, this is past value. That is why I will take it as this is causal system. If I will take one more example, y of n is equal to x of n plus x of n plus 1 plus x of n minus 1. This is non-causal. Why? Because we have present a future value. If one of the value will be future value, if it is present in this will be non-causal. Okay, the condition for causal is it should be only present and past value. Okay, but here we have a present value, past value, and we have a future value also. If it is present future value, it will be non-causal. That is the condition. Next, take stability. For rare case, they will ask this theory question. Explain the properties of system for 8 marks. Each property you have to mention and you have to explain like this. Or else 99% they will ask problem only. One problem they will ask, one problem they will give, one sequence. For that we need to find all these things. We'll discuss that in the problems. Okay, stability. Make a note. A system is said to be bounded input and bounded output, BIBO. I think you are familiar in control systems, bounded input, bounded output. Then the system is stable. If and only if every bounded input results in a bounded output. Okay, take some examples. We'll take make a note of this. First example, x of t. I will take one signal. A signal is vary from some minus infinity to plus infinity. See, the signal we are going to concentrate on the amplitude, not with respect to time. This signal is a continuous signal. It will be vary from minus infinity to plus infinity. But in the positive peak should be a finite value. It should not be a infinite value. In the negative side also should not be minus infinity. Means the signal should not reach minus infinity, but it should have a finite value in the negative as well as in the positive. It should have a finite value. Then only the system is stable. If it amplitude reaches infinity to infinity, it will not be a stable system. Okay, whenever the input is given, okay, the output should be bounded input as well as bounded output. Then only the signal system we can call it as a stable system, or else it's a unstable. Take one more example like y of t. We'll have condition for this also. Should be finite. This should be finite. This also should be finite. Here, if and only if magnitude of x of t, it should be lies between, I will take one symbol as a bx, or else you can take x of t or y of t, anything. I will show x in terms of this, y in terms of this one. It should be lies between infinity. Then y of t should be lies between by to infinity. Bx and bi should be finite number. This bx and by should be a finite number. Okay, or okay, last one, invertibility. A system is said to be invertible if input of the system can be recovered by output of the system. A distinct input produces a distinct output. I will take this as a system 1 and this as a system 2. I will take input as a x of t, and after output of system 1 will be output y1 of t. Then finally one more system I will take, that is z of t, that is equal to x of t, original signal. I will take, this is my inverse system. Okay, for example, I will give x is equal to 0, I will do one operation so that it will be going to change the value. It will be 1. Again, I am going to use one system, inverse system, to convert this back into original signal. That will be a 0. Or again, if it is inverse of 1 will be 0. Whatever the input will give, the same we are going to get it here. The system is said to be invertible. Okay. Make a small note for checking memory and causality. Memory and causality. Use this table when you are going to solve the problems. Check for memory and causality. See, I will explain first. If I will take x of n, this is my present value. If I will take x of n minus n naught, this will be my past value or delayed signal. If I am going to take x of n plus n naught, this will be my future value, that is advanced signal. Okay, we'll discuss these things in the graphical representation. Okay, initially I will take x of n plus 1. It means that the amplitude of 1 will be at -1 and 0, 1 will be no input and no data. For example, if I am going to take x of n, this is my x of n. At 0, I have a 1 pulse. Okay. What type of signal is it? First signal will be, it's an advanced signal. Okay. There is a future in this signal. Future pulse is present in this signal. And in the last signal, I will take y of n is equal to x of n minus 2. It means that at plus 2, we have a sample 1. Okay. This is delayed, generated in the past. Here somewhere -2 it will be generated. That is why it came to here. If it will be not generated in the -2, it cannot be come here. No. That is why it will be a past signal. This will be a future signal. Now the signal will be started in minus. Somewhere or some other time it will be moving towards positive side. That is why we can call it as a future signal or advanced signal. That is the difference. Make it clear with respect to these 3 signals. Then with respect to some, if for example x of n, if I will be going to change x of n plus 1, with respect to memory, this will be having memory and it is non-causal. Okay. If x of n, I will take with respect to only x of n, there is no memory. It's a memoryless and it's a causal system. Okay. Some of the pairs will going to solve these things in the problems. If I am going to get x of n plus x of n minus 1, this will be having a memory and it's a causal system. Okay, one more one, x of n, if I am going to take it as a x of n plus x of n minus 2 plus x of n plus 1, it's having a future, so that it's having a memory, but it is a non-causal. X of n, it will take x of n minus 1 plus x of n plus 5. It is n plus 5. It shows that having memory and it is non-causal. Make a table of this. Okay, with respect to these signals, if you are getting in the problem, directly we can decide whether the system is memory system or non-memoryless system, or it's a causal system or non-causal system. You can decide it. Okay. This is about your theory concept. Okay. This table is very, very important to check memory and causal. And linear and time invariant will solve with respect to equations. And stability we are going to check with respect to the problem. Take first problem. First problem with respect to memory. Sorry, with respect to properties. Determine whether the system, whether the following system is linear, stable, time invariant, memory, and causal. That is, y of t is equal to x of t into g of t, where x of t is input, x of t is a input, and g of t is any arbitrary signal. Okay, we'll check one by one. First one, I need to check for linear. Okay, this is solution. I'm going to check with respect to the first one, that is linear system. What is the condition for linear? A system is said to be linear if it should be satisfied with the superposition property. Then only we can call it as it's a linear system. Okay. Now, if make a note of these steps, follow same, it will be very easy. If x of t is equal to x1 of t, then y1 of t is equal to x1 of t into g1 of t. I can write if my signal x of t is equal to x2 of t, then y2 of t will be changes to x2 of t into g of t, g1 of t and g of t. This is with respect to x of t will be changed to x1 of t, x and y will be changed with respect to g of t, and let x3 of t is equal to a into x1 of t plus b into x2 of t. I'm going to represent for x3 of t is equal to a into x1 of t plus b into x2 of t. Then I can write y3 of t is equal to x3 of t into g of t. So substitute x3 of t. What is the value we have for x3 of t? We have represented x3 value will be a into x1 of t plus b into x2 of t into g of t. We can multiply ax1 of t plus into g of t into g of t plus bx2 of t into g of t. Then ax1 of t into g of t, I can take a into y1 of t plus b into x2 of t into g of t, I can take b into y2 of t. Since it will be satisfy the superposition, hence it is a linear system. It will be satisfy the superposition property, so that it is a linear system. Any doubts with respect to linear? Any doubts?
No, sir. No, sir.
Next we'll check for time invariant. Time invariant. Okay, here a transfer function of x of t is equal to x of t into g of t. I will take it as an equation number 1. Replace t by t minus t naught. Transfer function of x of t minus t naught is equal to x of t minus t naught into g of t minus t naught. I will take it as an equation number 2. Now replace x of t by x of t minus t naught in equation 1. In equation 1, you just replace x of t place of x of t minus t naught, not t by t naught, x of t by x of t naught, t minus t naught. That is transfer function of x of t minus t naught is equal to x of t minus t naught into g of t, equation number 3. Compare equation 2 and 3. Compare equation 2 and 3. Both are not equal. Hence, it is not time invariant system. Okay, conclusion. Since equation 2 is not equal to 3. If both are equal, it's a time invariant. So that both are not equal, hence it is not time invariant. Time invariant system. This is about your time invariant system property. Make a note of this. Or
Yes, sir.
okay, take next. Check for stability. Check for stability or stable system or unstable system. If x of t is bounded then magnitude of x of t will be lies between what I have taken x there, bx and yx I have taken, right? Sorry, bx and by I have taken. Here just I will take an m. The magnitude means amplitude will be lies between x of t to infinity. Okay, you are going to consider magnitude of y of t is equal to magnitude of x of t into g of t. It will be always in the range of x of t into g of t, so that it will be a value x of t. It is ranges from minus infinity or y of t to infinity, so that magnitude of g of t will be always a finite value. If it is magnitude will be finite value, right? Based on that, if magnitude of g of t is a finite, so then the system is bounded input and bounded output. So the system is call it as a stable system. Based on this amplitude will be, magnitude of this will be finite. That is why we can call it as a stable system. Make a note of that. Then we'll check for memory. So it's easy to check memory. If t is equal to -1, t is equal to 2, t is equal to 3. Sorry, 1. Okay, whichever the number you can take t from -1 to +1 or anything you can take. Now we'll substitute the values. Y of -1 is equal to x of -1 into g of t. Then y of 1 will be x of 1 into g of t. And y of 2 is equal to x of 2 into g of t. The output, see here, the output is depends on output. The output depends on the present value of the input. Whatever the input we are going to check for -1, it will be for output will be for present value. Okay, it will not be depends on any future value or advanced value. So that the input, hence it is a memory less. There is no memory in the equation. That is why it's a memory less. If I'll check with y of -1, if I'm going to get this x of t minus, it will be t minus 1 or some other memory system, then we can call it as it is having a memory. But in this case, the output will depends on the present value. Output will be entirely depends on the present value. That is why we can call it as a memory system. Once the system is memory, then we can tell that causal system. Since the output does not depends on the future values of the input, hence it is a causal system. At this time, when you are going to deal with memory and causal, this table will be working. Got everyone? Any doubts?
No, sir.
See, if I will write more in this notepad, it will be loading. That's why I will rub and write from beginning. Okay. Okay.
Sir, in memory,
Yeah, tell me.
why didn't you take for g of t, sir? The t value, why didn't you substitute, sir?
See, that is not an input signal. In the problem itself, they have clearly said that g of t is a arbitrary signal.
Any arbitrary value.
It will be arbitrary signal. If it is not arbitrary, we can consider. That is why somewhere the delay will not be considered for the arbitrary signal. That is the reason I have not considered that as a memory. Okay. Okay, can you try for next problem? Take one assignment problem. Assignment problem. Same, whatever the signal I had given now, y of t is equal to x of t into g of t. You take y of n is equal to x of n into g of n. Y of n is equal to y of n is equal to y of n is equal to x of n into g of n. X of n into g of n. Okay. Same, whatever the first problem I have solved, the same procedure, but replace t by n. If it is t naught, use n naught. That's it. Okay, that you can solve it in the assignment book, no issues. Take next problem. Take next problem. Try this problem. Y of t is equal to y of t is equal to x of t into cos omega naught t. Try this problem. Find for linear, time invariant, stable, memory and causal. Try that problem. Follow same procedure. You have lost our class.
Yes, sir.
Who is having?
Maths.
Okay, 1 minute I will leave. I'll take attendance. See, for your kind information, from your class, only 35 members are eligible to write the IA of my subject. I don't know about other subject. 35 members. 31 members is having shortage of attendance. Your class teacher will be display your attendance. Okay, answer attendance. Manish.
Present, sir.
Manoj BC. Manoj HM. Manoj MS.
Present.
3%. Wait for 2 minutes. I am taking attendance. Then after attendance, I will inform you. You can leave. Okay. Surya Vijay. Tiwari Siddharth. Vaishnav is absent for class, right? Harshita, Punita, Vivek Kumar, Ajay Sagar absent. Nivedita? Okay, we'll continue in the next class. Thank you.
Sir, can you share
Thank you, sir.
module to PDF, sir?
Okay, I will share.
Thank you, sir.